Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Right now, I'm looking at the Sky Viper Scout. I'm going to move this light over here, right here. This is another buyer beware for the Sky Viper Scout here. After the second flight of that I had with it, it actually crashed going in. Now, then when the motors got bound up, actually this motor to be exact. And anybody that's familiar with Sky Viper, the 2450, the 2450 GPS, know that the motors are exceptionally problematic. Now, what was really nice about past Sky Vipers is, especially the 2450 and stuff like that, is that the motors were exceptionally easy to replace. So here's the replacement motor. It's the same motor. As you can see at the end of it, it's got a little connector. Now, in the normal circumstances, it's just plug and play. You open up the Sky Viper, you pull out the motor, you reconnect a new one. Now, here's where this one differs. If you look right here, down right there at the wire, it's actually, I don't know if that's going to focus in, it's actually direct connected in. So it's soldered right to the board where it's not a quick connect. So meaning, in order to replace this motor, you would have to cut it and solder it and install it. Now, that's nice and all, but as unreliable as these motors are for the Sky Viper, you're going to have to, almost every couple flights, you're going to have to cut this motor, and then you're going to have to resolder it. You're going to be soldering motors till your eyes bleed. The box says free replacement parts, and that I found rather interesting, because what's really cool is that if you ask for a new motor, there's no real quick way to be able to do it. So you would have to cut this motor, you would have to cut it, solder it at that point, and reinstall another motor. It's absolutely ridiculous for a quad that is notorious for not having very reliable motors. As you can see, there's a brush motors. As you can see, going in. So it's the same motors as the 2450, because there's a replacement motor for the 2450. There's just no connector, and there's no quick connect. That is absolutely ridiculous. Sky Viper totally missed the ball on this drone. I did another video where I showed you guys the footage on it. The footage was very jello-y. Also, the altitude holder, the sensor that holds it, it wobbles. It's just not a very. It wasn't a very fun quad to fly at all. And as you can see, one of the biggest drawbacks to Sky Vipers is the motor. And again, let me get in here. Right there, direct connected right to the board. That's ridiculous. And a big fail from Sky Viper. Please do not buy this quad. Do not buy the Sky Viper Scout. I can't emphasize it enough. The 2450s are fine if you can find them online. There's a whole bunch of them that were, probably all over the market. Sky Viper, if you're listening, this is a huge miss. I love your products. I love flying. I mean, I don't mind replacing the motor on the 2450. In fact, here's one right here that I actually bought on eBay for spare parts. Here's a 2450. I just bought it for spare parts, just to be able to pull stuff from. And that's, I mean, you could find these online pretty cheap right now. But very, very nice quad. The camera quality is decent. It's very usable. It's a good practice drone. I love it. It's a good one, especially if I want to practice. I don't want to risk one of the more expensive drones. But this is ridiculous. Sky Viper, you definitely missed the ball on this drone. And I hear the GPS version is not much better. So, yeah.